Okay, sorry, I was just reading what you had typed into YouTube just now to see if this is the video that you're looking for, and it is actually. What you're wanting to know, what brought you here, is you want to incorporate a cowboy hat into your wardrobe, but you don't want to seem like a poser or a loser or anything, or like a wannabe. You want to make it seem natural and a part of you, and I'm good for that. This is the best video on the internet that you're going to find for this, so you're at the right place. Let's start from the ground up. Boots. I'm going to tell you boots is what you got to start out for your feet. Unless you're like, you know, on the beach or something in the summer, you can get away with flip-flops in that case, in a Kenny Chesney sort of way. But ultimately, for most of the year, if you're wearing pants as opposed to shorts, you're going to want to wear some kind of boots. Now, what I'm not telling you to do is go out and buy a pair of cowboy boots. Unnecessary. I don't own any. Now, I own a pair of boots that I wear outside when I'm trekking through the woods with my son and that sort of thing. But what I wear typically is these. These are kind of nicer dress shoes, but ultimately I classify them as boots because we've got this heel right here, and they're nice and leather. I mean, so they're vaguely, ultimately boots. And when people compliment me at work, they say, "Oh, nice boots." So ultimately, if they're leather and they got a heel on them, that counts as a boot. You don't have to go and pay $230 for a cowboy boots. That's unnecessary. You can if you want to, but the whole concept of making this seem natural and organic and not like, oh, I became a cowboy overnight. That's not what we're going for. We're just incorporating the cowboy hat into the wardrobe. So first step, some kind of boots with a heel that are leather. If you can get that part right, pretty liberally, it'll work. Like I just showed you. I'll show you again right now. This is what I wear. And yeah, they're pretty nice actually. Everyone loves these. And they always call them boots. You could say they're dress shoes, but they're ultimately, people say nice boots. Okay, next is your jeans. This is probably the easiest part to pull off. Let me just back up and show you. I mean, there you go. There's my jeans. All right. Just jeans, there you go. I'd say the way to get this wrong is if you're wearing skinny jeans. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Wear some comfortable, worn-in jeans. Don't even worry about getting nice, dressy jeans. Not even important. You can if you want to, but ultimately, the jeans need to feel comfortable and relaxed and natural. So, probably, most likely, your most comfortable pair of jeans are going to be the jeans you want to wear with this. Now, as far as the shirt goes, obviously, if you ask me, some kind of flannel is always going to look, some kind of design like this, some kind of plaid, because it fits this idea of Midwest or California or West or Southern. It goes in all of those. It just fits. So I would say some kind of plaid or flannel is always going to look nice. You've already got a nice buttoned look there. You've got a collar, so it's kind of a dressy type of feel without actually taking yourself too seriously. Who doesn't look good in plaid or flannel? Is ultimately my question. I can't think of anyone. Now, another way you can do this is you can go Brad Paisley style, and he does it very well, and perhaps maybe the best. But Brad Paisley, if you'll notice, he wears t-shirts a lot with his cowboy hat. He typically wears a white one. But, I mean, look at this. This looks good, doesn't it? I'm wearing a t-shirt that's not baggy, by the way. Just a nice fitting t-shirt. I happen to be wearing a little bit of a V-neck, a little bit, but just a nice t-shirt. It could have anything on it. It could say Metallica on it. It could say Sacramento. It can say whatever it wants, whatever you want to. Well, I wouldn't recommend, like, you know, Bulbasaur, Pokemon, or something like that. You know, let's keep it mature, of course. But in this case, I'm just wearing a single solid color shirt, t-shirt like this. Nothing special at all about this shirt. You can totally pull off the cowboy hat with the t-shirt. The t-shirt is often dressed up by the hat. It's amazing how much this hat adds to the shirt. Maybe for the rest of this video, I should keep the flannel off just to kind of demonstrate the versatility in t-shirt or plaid or flannel, whatever you want. Okay, now the hat. I'm gonna say whatever works for you. You know, I've tried on those $50 to $100 cowboy hats that in my mind are more of like you wear with the suit if you're in Colorado or something. For me, I'm gonna be honest, I was at Academy Sports in Nashville, and I think I paid maybe $14 for this one. And this is, for me, more of a like a Kenny Chesney style, where it's a little bit more Gulf Coast, or it has almost a little bit of an Australian feel to it. I like it because it's light and ventilated, and it's not heavy. So that works for me. That's what I like. But that's ultimately from the ground up. So again, some kind of boots. You don't want to, it would be a sin for you to wear like sneakers with a Cowboy. That would ruin it. That would prove that you don't know what you're doing. Do not wear sneakers with a don't even try that. You will fail. Okay, I care about you. I want to see you succeed here. So some kind of boots that are leather and have some kind of heel on them. Even something this nice will work. Jeans, they need to be comfortable. They don't have to be fancy, but they need to be comfortable, and they don't need to be skinny jeans. That's too much of a contrast in culture on what we're trying to do here. Shirts, we've talked about plaid, flannel, even an understated dress shirt, or very easily a t-shirt that fits you well and that is comfortable. Definitely one that's not baggy, and one that's not too distracting from what's going on. Again, a rock and roll t-shirt, easily done. But one that has a message on it and you're trying to speak some kind of, motto or something. I don't know about that. Understated is the way to go on the t-shirt. And then again, the hat, just whatever you feel most comfortable in is probably going to be it. Now that we've covered kind of the black and white part of this, building this whole image, I feel I still owe it to you to keep talking about this. I feel that there's a little bit more to cover just in the ideology of wearing a cowboy hat in modern day. If you're like me, I mean, I don't know how to ride a horse. I've never roped a cattle, all right? I'm from the South, I'm from Alabama, but I mean, I'm not some kind of living stereotype of what it means to be a Southerner. I'm not. But, I've been wearing cowboy hats kind of on the side since college, and I like it. I think it says a lot about a person too. It says that you're adventurous. It says that you're confident. That you know kind of who you are, and that even if you don't wear it all the time, and that if that's not your regular thing, you can embrace that. You're open-minded to that. It's an adventurous spirit kind of feel, but it's very confident. And it's interesting too that the only part of the country I can think of where a cowboy hat doesn't really work is maybe the Northeast. Just culturally, the Northeast doesn't really match. I mean, do it if you want to, but it's funny, like whether you're in the Southeast, say you're in Texas, you're in the West, Colorado, California, Northwest, cowboy hats they work. And I think they're actually understated. I don't think enough people know how to wear them right and make it work, but if they did, it would really be a good thing. So my name is Nick Shell. I feel that this is the best video on YouTube that's going to help you understand the best way to pull off wearing a cowboy hat without feeling like an imposter, because that's important. But you could be the person in your social circle who can totally rock the cowboy hat. Not every time they see you, but every once in a while they'll see you and they're like, the next time they see you, hey, where'd you get that hat? You made that thing work. It's funny. It's such a subtle thing. Even speaking of Metallica, did I mention? I was watching their documentary on Netflix, and even though they're from California, you'll see a cowboy hat or two kind of laying around the studio. It's kind of an understated thing that cool people like you have on hand. You need to have a cowboy hat. It's very symbolic of who you are. If it wasn't, you wouldn't be searching on YouTube to find this video. My name is Nick Shell, and you now know how to look cool and wear a cowboy hat.